All right. Take another sip. Sippity sip. All right. Logged into the chats. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. And let me know when you have done your tweeting and such. I'm a fidget spin.
You don't have to wait for me to tweet. You can go for it. We're good.
Okay. Well, then. Episode number 70. S4. Starting in 3, 2, 1.
You are listening to a podcast of the Geek.io Media Network. For all of our shows and more, visit geek-io.net. And to help support the network, head over to patreon.com/geek.io.
Hello, gentle listener. While Geek.io holds its talent to the highest standards, what follows will likely involve the sort of language usually reserved for sailors on leave. If you're of a delicate disposition, then perhaps you would consider a different podcast. This is S4, and we're here to spoil you rotten on today's geekiest shows. This may include relevant episodes up to as well as including those in the description. If you want to avoid knowing too much, then please come back later. For those who remain, I welcome you to the Small Screen Spoiler Show.
Spoilers.
Yes, indeed, friends. Hello. This is episode number 70 of the Small Screen Spoiler Show. It's the season premiere of season 4. Woo! It's been a hell of a summer, you guys.
Yeah, buddy.
And I, of course, one, the only, I am CJ, the one-eyed boat. And that boy over there that you just heard is Jared. I deal in sugar, as a Vito.
Hey, how's it going? It's been a while.
Yes, I've legitimately missed doing this show.
Sugar.
I can't.
Dude, I had so many things to talk about.
Yeah, right? I cannot wait to talk about, especially American Gods. And, of course, the invisible third chair, always belonging to Daryl. Is this your idea of stealth, Shaler? All right. Speaking of shows, what are we talking about tonight, Jess?
Well, we're going to recap Better Call Saul Season 3, since we didn't finish it before the end of our quote-unquote season. And then that other show we didn't finish before the end of our season, American Gods.
Yeah, just as a heads up, we're going
The
to be
whole
doing...
season. Season 3 of Better Call Saul and Season 1 of American Gods.
Next week, we are going to be doing all of Defenders and probably at least one episode of The Tick. So just as a heads up, what's coming up next week, you guys. So catch up on those. I'll remind you again when we get closer to the end of the show. But before we get into our shows, it's been a bit since I've done this. Before we get into our recaps, we're going to take a quick break from our sponsors. Stay tuned. What? I am not Dale. I don't put the HOA link in the doc. This is the difference between Dale and I.
Oh.
Put mine in Slack.
I should have known that, but
RTFS.
it's been too long. Been too many
has.
weeks. I forgot.
It's
Kept waiting for it to show up, and I was like, man, it's almost time.
I probably could
Yelling at me from Slack. I'm like, oh, it's in Slack. Damn it.
I could probably start putting it in there. I don't know. Maybe. But there's neither here nor there. 3, 2, 1. And we're back! If you want an ad-free experience, make sure you tune into us live, normally Mondays at 10 p.m. Eastern, over at geek-io.net/live. Today we're doing a Tuesday because Labor Day and Dragon Con. And next week may be a little weird because kind of got a hurricane coming. And in the eye of the hurricane, all is quiet. There's a yellow sky. But this is not the Hamilton show. Though Jazz and I could probably do a Hamilton show. And I'd love doing every single second of it.
You'd just be sitting here quipping back and forth,
Yes.
quoting the whole thing over and over again. You know,
It doesn't sound like a bad idea
but
either.
we'd probably still do it anyway. All right, you be Hamilton.
Right. All right. So we're going to first
And then
up.
2.5 hours later,
Yeah, right.
we'll be done.
And we're both crying and weeping and sobbing by the end of it because, dear God, that act 2.
Oh man,
Ugh.
I gotta die, Philip. I gotta die.
I still tear up.
Dumb.
Like, to this day, I've listened to that soundtrack at least like 50-something times, and I still tear up at the end.
Yeah. Definitely get chills every time.
Oh, yeah.
Still.
All right. So, first up, we're going to... Fit. That was a weird noise you just made, Jazz.
I don't know. Everything's a little delayed.
Fair enough.
I think I'm hearing you a few seconds after you talk.
It's a possibility. All right. First of all, we're going to talk about Better Call Saul, and I've missed hitting these buttons. I've missed not knowing what is going to come out the other end. Daryl, what do you have for us for Better Call Saul?
This is season 3 of Better Call Saul, the Breaking Bad spin-off that surprised everyone by being simply fantastic television. This season we witnessed Jimmy McGill burn in the fires of humiliating defeat before the glorious phoenix of Saul Goodman rises from the ashes. Of course, the roller coaster of slipping Jimmy's legal career takes a backseat to the arguably more interesting narrative that sees Mike getting introduced to Gus Fring in some surprisingly tense moments of patient storytelling. We see Chuck portrayed as both a flawed human being and a total fucking douche canoe, and get to feel triumphant at his downfall. Many questions are left for the next season, but the most urgent of which is when the fuck will it be back?
Right? Who boy?
What would you like to know?
Yeah. Well, I think we all would like to know when the fuck it would be back. So once again, Daryl does way too good of a job.
It has been renewed.
Yeah, it has been renewed. Once again, Daryl does a good job, too good of a job at recapping the entire thing, so we can move on. No problems.
I have nothing else to add.
Right?
Except, man, how about them last few episodes?
Yeah, we covered the first, 6 episodes? Yeah, 6 episodes before our season finale.
Yep, 6.
And, they were all really good. I still think that this is probably, up until at least those first 6 episodes, the weakest of the 3 seasons, personally. You had some shining points. You had some shining points. Don't get
I
me
don't know
wrong.
if I could say that or not.
But in my opinion, this season, at least the first half, was the weakest of them. Then then things started getting batshit.
Then they all start finally paying off all that stuff they've been promising us for 2.5 seasons.
Right? Yeah, there was a lot of payoff, a lot of lead up, but no payoff, and then then all of a sudden, just machine gun payoff of everything. Oh boy. So kind of
Oh boy.
kind of recap of first half of the season. Jimmy dealing with all the stuff that dealt with in season 2, basically. Dealing with his run-ins with Chuck and the tape that was made and the him modifying the court documents.
Man, admitting to it on tape,
Yep.
but it's not really admissible in court because it was taped without his knowledge, and then he used that to trick him to on his door and threaten his life, and had witnesses present because
Yes.
man,
Because Chuck is ahead of Jimmy in every way, except that he's not, except for when he is.
flaming jerk,
Yes.
jerk move.
We had Jimmy and Kim fully being, 100% partners. The Mike and Gus connection started happening.
in the beautiful, beautiful way.
Yes.
Not a ton of Gus, but he's always like his presence is always there.
Yes.
You can see him pulling the puppet strings behind the scenes
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
he's driving insane by like pretending to not be taking over everything from him.
Right? Yeah, you got
Not a lot of wants.
you got quite
This
a
is what
bit
Don a
of
lot of wants. I don't know.
you did get quite a bit of Hector in this first half of the season. So
You do, and I think that's as obvious by the end of the season. 'Cause
Yeah,
he's
right.
probably not going to be in it much after this.
Probably not.
Although he
No.
did his Uncle Ding Ding from the.
Yeah, he becomes Mr. Ring a Ding Ding by the end of this season. Spoiler alert. For the small screen spoiler show. You got a lot of Jimmy actually being a lawyer. It's still better than freaking Daredevil. At least tell Defenders. Yeah, I watched the first couple episodes of Defenders. We'll get to that next week.
Well, though in that first episode, he does some actual lawyering.
Yeah, it was surprising. So yeah, we had. I mean, that's pretty much up to what we had in up to episode 6. Was just kind of the build up to the last 3 episodes.
Yes, Chuck
4.
screwing over Jimmy, Jimmy screwing over Chuck, and the birth of Saul Goodman.
Yeah, Kim trying to
And the most glorious ever.
Kim trying to figure out a way to deal with all of that. Poor Kim.
Yes. And man, they just, without telling you what's happening, they just let the actors, emote. They don't spell everything out for you, and there's just all this underlying context that's put out there
Yeah.
without, shoving it down your throat. It's so good.
And that's the one thing I love about the show,
Jimmy.
and that I didn't, and something that even falls short on like American Gods. Not everything is spelled out for you. You have to do a lot of legwork and a lot of guesswork until it is finally revealed for you. But the show is not going to lead you by the hand to that destination.
No. And I mean, even like, Jimmy does the slipping Jimmy thing at the music store.
Yeah.
To get the money out of those guys who tried to back out of their deal. Kim walks in and he's not on his back. He's like, I just hurt my back. She's like, oh, okay, well, I'll still be able to, keep in mind of the rent stuff. Okay, and then she immediately goes and adds, more work to herself.
Yeah.
She just is afraid of where it's going.
Because Kim is the perfect stereotypical wife in this. It's like a little bit, stuff starts going south, and she just infinitely starts piling more stuff onto herself.
Just pile it onto herself. And who needs sleep?
Yeah. We're just going to sleep on our own couch and go to the gym just strictly to shower.
And then, let's talk about the crash scene. Or lack thereof.
Yeah.
Incredibly shot. It was so jarring. Even though you kind of knew it was coming.
Yes.
Because they hinted at it once when she was sitting in the parking lot and set her alarm. And she just kind of lays her head back and immediately the alarm's going off.
Yeah.
It was like all this time just disappeared.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
Driving out to the work site.
That was.
Ugh. Bam.
Just, oh my God. Watching that, just, yeah, it was, I instantly was actively afraid that that this was just going to be the absolute worst thing. I mean, not only for Kim, obviously, but for the show. Like, I didn't think she was going to come out of it. Like, the fact that she just did get, yeah, all things considered, a little bumped and bruised, broken arm, but yeah, a little bumped and bruised. But, like, I was expecting her not to come back at all.
To not make it.
Yeah. Because this is, and we've said it time and time again, this is a Breaking Bad show, and she doesn't exist in Breaking Bad. So.
Exactly. That's one of the bad things about knowing where the show is going to end up. Is Kim's not in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
So at what point things are going to real bad and she's going to leave, or
or the worst happens, which I'm still honestly thinking it's going to be that, because there is still a way that he gets involved with freaking Gus.
King Gus.
Yes, King Gus. So I mean, all right. So poor Kim. Yes.
I mean, I put money on 9 for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it is still something that is a very viable option.
Kim may make it.
Yeah.
I think I said this at season 2. I want one of those flashbacks or flash forwards to like present day on, and she just like shows up
Yeah.
and just end it.
Yeah, she's like, I finally tracked you down or something. Yeah, like at the end of season 4, she like tracks down Jimmy and like, and nothing.
I'm a little frustrated. We got no payoff for the opener.
Right?
He has like the heart attack or whatever in the first flash forward or present day, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
passes out on the floor.
That was
And-
weird. That was a little weird.
No payoff on that. I even stayed for after the credits, thinking maybe they'd stick something in there. No,
Yeah.
no payoff for that.
Nope.
None for you.
Nope. And
I
that's,
gave you enough.
I mean, it's the light switch. It's they're. I think at this point they're doing it on purpose. And yes, the light switch still to this day, almost 2 years later, bothers me still. There's no fucking payoff for that goddamn light switch.
What does the light switch do?
What does it do?
What does the light switch do, itty baby?
I need to know. Flash
Hunt down
forward.
Vince Gilligan to an AMA and
Yeah.
just
What
asking that over and over.
was the
What is the light
light switch?
What does the light switch do?
Also, you call him Vince Gilligan, which is great.
Crap, what's his real name?
Vince
I can't think
Gilligan.
of his real name.
Vince Gilligan.
Huh?
Vince Gilligan.
Oh.
You called him Gulligan.
Isn't that what I said?
No, you called him Gulligan.
No, well, maybe it's been
Um,
internet lag.
possibly. So, fuck Chuck, by the way. Just,
Yeah. No, they did a good job in the last. Was it just the last episode where he has the full breakdown?
yeah, it was the last episode where it was just
Like
absolutely...
they did a pretty good job of making me kind of feel sorry for him.
Nope.
Not fully. Like I still didn't like him, but props to Michael McKean for
Yeah.
what he did and that whole thing of him just completely falling apart and ripping his house down.
Yeah, it's not the actor. The actor is doing great. Like he fits this role
Yeah.
and makes it
And he does a
work.
great job. You hate him.
Yeah.
That means he's doing a good job.
Exactly. I mean, he is an antagonist, so you are meant to dislike him at best and hate him at worst. And yes, great job.
And just great portrayal of that mental illness and just the full crushing falling apart of Chuck.
Yes.
And I'm bummed that he didn't get a Best Supporting nod for the Emmys this year.
Yeah.
I mean, Jonathan Banks got it again, and I love Jonathan Banks, and I love the character of crap, I just forgot his Mike. But Mike didn't do a ton this season.
No, he did not.
that I felt earned him a nod, but first 2 seasons, absolutely. And they should have won for the first season.
Yes.
But Michael McKean should have got it this season. And of course, Bob Odenkirk absolutely
Oh, yes.
deserves a nod. And he's great.
So good.
Just great.
So, I mean, and I may not have taken notes on this one, but is that at the point that they're trying to make Chuck's illness be? At this point, has he lived the lie long enough to where he actively believes that he has this illness?
Well, I mean, I think he always actively believed that he had it.
But I mean, once you have demonstrated, because it didn't seem like when we had that flashback earlier with him and his girlfriend wife.
Sex wife.
Yeah. It didn't seem like it was an actual thing.
No, it never seemed like it was an actual thing.
Well, no,
but I think he believed it was an actual thing.
So, do we think that he's just genuinely like schizophrenic, possibly?
No, I think it's more of like it's how he like channels his stress or
His
something
manias,
like
possibly.
That. Yeah, like he, because he's all putting up the flat front, and Jimmy just never meant that much to me.
Yeah.
When he's at his highest, and after he says that, hurts Jimmy in that way, and knows that those were the words that would hurt him the most.
Yeah.
Is when he just finally, maybe it's his conscience,
Possibly. Yeah, his inner
like,
Jiminy
wow,
Cricket
that is like the most horrible thing you could possibly say to him.
Right? His inner Jiminy
Here's how I'm
Cricket is
gonna
just
deal with it.
constantly shocking him.
And I can't deal with it, and so I'm gonna, turn back to my mania and just go full relapse and start tearing my house apart.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think, he does. He has a lot of symptoms of both schizotypal personality disorder and also borderline personality disorder. So I don't believe he has full-blown schizophrenia, but he definitely does scream schizotypal to me, which is kind of schizophrenia light. It's hyper bipolar, essentially, where the voices, and I use voices in quotes, basically any kind of internal urge to yourself. Most of the time, and again, hey, CJ wanted to be a psych major before he made up his mind to go into computers because that's lucrative and not $100,000 in school debt. But I have a lot of psych books in my library. Schizotypal typically kind of doesn't have the voices that full-blown schizophrenia does, and it's nowhere near multiple personality disorder, which has a new name that I can't remember off the top of my head because of alcohol. Dissociative personality disorder. There we go. I don't believe he has either one of those, but schizotypal sometimes can manifest in different ways. It's any kind of like internal stimulus to external stimuli kind of thing. In this case, electronics making him feel like he's being shocked or whatever is happening to him. He's genuinely sick, is what I'm trying to say.
No, I believe he has genuine mental illness. It's definitely not sensitivity to electromagnetism.
No, it is definitely not that. I would definitely just from what I had read, and believe it, especially with this show and Mr. Robot, I love reading into characters and putting them through personality tests and giving them what they, mental illnesses, and I like playing couch doctor with shows like this because there's no actual repercussions for it. I can't accidentally misdiagnose somebody and they're gonna die from it. So yay! So yeah, that's kind of where I like doing that, and I honestly think that's, in my quote unquote professional opinion, what Chuck has. Gus so scary. Gus always so scary. He did flat out try and kill Hector, which he didn't look happy when Nacho was when Scorpion was trying to switch his meds back. Well, when he did officially switch his meds back to the real ones. Uh-oh. I lost Jazz. No. Come back to me, Jazz. Jazz. No. Now lost Jazz. I'm gonna restart the stream here real quick. Anyway. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. This is where I'm gonna do some editing. Boop boop boo do 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 do. I might even edit the YouTube video. Boop boop boo ba doo ba doo. Stop recording locally for some dumb reason. That's dumb. Oh no, it didn't. Yay! I can just take down the YouTube video and edit this one and put this up here. Yeah, Jazz is gone. So yeah, there's like, and I'll repeat this again for Jazz when he gets here because Jazz is infinitely more interesting just hearing me talk about this. This show is still maintains to be one of my favorite shows ever created. It is just genuinely a good well thought out show with a lot of heavy hitting, major things in it. Hey, Jazz is back.
I don't know what happened. You froze and then it dropped me and said, "Sorry, you've been booted out of this hangout." Or booted. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I was talking and I said,
Booted.
you know, I made the comment of me enjoying couch doctoring people because I can't kill people with an incorrect prognosis, and then you were gone. I said Gus is scary,
And then you killed me.
yes, and then I killed you like Gus tried to do to Hector.
Oh. And Dale got Twitch working?
I
like
got
your tech support right behind you.
I got Twitch working.
Or you got Twitch working.
I got Twitch working.
Somebody got Twitch working.
Yay. So yeah,
I should get in the Twitch chat room then.
probably. Gus didn't look happy about Nacho Scorpion fixing Hector's medication back to the ones who will actually, you know, keep him alive.
Yeah. He was ready for his plans to move into motion just yet. He had more in the queue.
It kind of surprised me
Nacho
that
accelerated things.
It kind of surprised me that Nacho did that though. Like, I don't know.
Good job of portraying his desperation, because
Oh yes.
basically.
Oh, absolutely.
He's like, I gotta do this or my dad's gonna die. I really don't want my dad to die.
Yeah, right.
So
I'm gonna piss off Gus, yes, but
Yeah,
also
what can you
Nacho not in Breaking Bad either.
no, he's not. And Gus, he doesn't really seem to know.
Yeah. Admittedly, I mean,
What he's capable of, at least.
dude, what plays Nacho? He's not doing too bad now.
No, he's in the Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's doing the Spider-Man. He's all right. Black screen. What?
He's gonna be the Scorpion.
He's the Scorpion. I don't know why it's black screen. Do.
My screen's black or your screen's black?
Twitch is black. Racist.
What?
I'm gonna have to do some
Oh.
post-production anyway. So, yay. Anything else on Better Call Saul before we head out of here?
Chuck dead. Chuck's dead.
Chuck dead.
Bye, Chuck.
Rip Chuck.
See how this is going to, throw fire on the
Yeah.
Better Call Saul transformation.
Yep. Yeah, and full out. Yep. If we hear Jimmy twice in the next season, Jimmy's name twice in the next season, it'll be surprising.
Yeah.
But suicide.
I think we'll get probably full song. Then.
Yep. We are finally
What
gonna
was
get
that?
That was a little weird. Yep. Full blown suicide. Sorry, Chuck. It is a little sad that you
Well, they tried to make it look like a freak accident or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
a lot of potential for a lot of different things. How that's going to go.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, that fallout. All right. Anything else, or should we move on into American Gods?
Let's talk about them gods.
All right. What does Daryl have to say about it? Let's find out.
This is the first season of American Gods, the television adaptation of Neil Gaiman's classic novel by the same name, and it's about as batshit crazy as it needed to be. We follow Shadow Hollyoaks as he takes on a job offer from the enigmatic
it.
Mr. Lovejoy, but we also spend time with Undead Violet and Ginger Pornstash as they find their own way into the narrative. There's even time in this too short a season spent on side characters, gods and mortals alike, as they go through existence and have enormous unlooped penises. American Gods is sublime television. Engaging, challenging, thoughtful, and occasionally even fun. And while I sometimes loathe the music choices, which frequently sounded like an orchestra trying to tune their instruments inside an earthquake, I cannot wait for season 2.
All right. Yeah. Also, quit calling him Hollyoaks.
Me either.
Literally nobody understands
Because
that
this didn't
reference
feel
except
like
for
a
you.
complete.
No, it really didn't. Like that final. This season ended real weird. Like.
Real weird pacing this season, guys. Real weird
Yeah.
in pacing.
Like it just.
Don't get me wrong, because my two favorite episodes are the ones where they kind of stepped away from the book and did like these whole entire to side characters.
Yeah.
Like the Laura episode and then the S.E. McGowan, Mad Sweeney episodes were both, and I loved them.
Yeah. Right.
But then at the end, it was just stuff happened. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
This season, okay.
genuinely I enjoy and genuinely love the hell out of this entire season. I wasn't the hugest fan of how it ended. That's pretty much it.
About what?
I didn't
You went robot on me.
I didn't enjoy how the season ended, but I absolutely loved everything else on this. Like it was
Yeah.
up until the last episode, it was genuinely a great season. And even the last episode, while it had its while it was full of issues, I'm not even going to pretend here. It was still enjoyable because I can and will watch freaking itty bitty blonde girl do anything. Freaking
Kristen Chenoweth.
Yeah, Kristen Chenoweth. You know, Wicked Girl.
Kristen Chenoweth.
Yes.
She's great and everything.
Once again, kind of going back to that, I love seeing her on television and made me miss freaking.
You can't hear me at all, can you?
I can hear you. Can you not hear me?
No, you're just kind of
Yay!
super robotic.
Technical issues.
I know. I don't know what's up with my internet tonight. Weird.
I don't know.
Yay! Anyway, yeah, Kristen Chenoweth, Pushing Daisy's the best.
Yeah.
Best show ever.
Yes, I completely agree with you on that.
Why'd
one.
you have to die?
Right? It just yeah. So we only covered the first 4 episodes on the show.
3.
Three.
First 3.
We did get. I mean, after that we had.
Episode 4 is where they. Episode 4 is where they veered from the extra long Laura side story thing
Yeah.
leading up to her death. I thought it was a great episode. Like I thought it was about it.
Yes.
Because she's like my favorite character from the book, and they're kind of changing her character for the show, which is okay, taking it in an interesting direction. But then I saw Dane Cook as Robbie, and I was like, oh man, we're gonna see
Yeah.
Dane Cook's penis. Dane Cook's penis. But they didn't. And the X message, which may or may not have been his, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
They dialed back on the penises.
Yeah.
the season went on.
Yeah, there was a significant fewer penises in the latter half.
But
of the
see, this is
season.
how we get Dale to watch the show, right?
Exactly. We just talk about penises a lot. He giggled. So, all right. Again, going back to I haven't read the book in freaking forever. How is her character different in this than it is in the book?
Was what?
How is Laura different than in the book?
In the book, she's zombie wife,
Yeah.
and like when she comes back from the dead, she basically loses all of her. What's the word? And like inner monologue type stuff. Like she just says whatever
Oh,
and doesn't consider other people's feelings. And then after she says it, she's kind of like, oh, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that because that probably was wrong to say. And like she's just very matter of fact. And
gotcha.
but in this one, they're giving her a little bit more personality, and they're kind of putting in that whole. She dies.
What was that?
Seems like she was already like. Which part? Where'd you lose?
But she,
Hello?
kind of. She's like,
Curse you, internet. Why do you suck so much tonight? They already give her that personality. Like
Yeah.
she's not like that before she dies.
yeah,
And kind of not a lot to her. But then after she dies, she has like all this. Like she doesn't give a crap anymore because she's dead.
yeah, fair.
What people think. I'm dead. But I enjoyed how they kind of adjusted that a little bit to give her just fine. And then teamed her up with Matt Sweeney for a adventure buddy
Yeah.
cop.
They
Film.
make a good group.
And then they took that whole entire episode and dedicated it to Essie McGann, and then used the same actress so that you get more of a backstory on Matt Sweeney, which they did have in the book, but it was like just one of those little super short chapters.
Gotcha.
They didn't go into like her whole life and everything. And that episode was just great.
Yes.
Really good. Like sad, but and heartbreaking.
Right.
Just all the emotions.
It was
Really
it
good
was
episode.
definitely
Definitely my
an
favorite of the season.
emotional thing. It. All right. Coming in nobody's surprise. Also, Odin's a dick.
Well, yeah, but he's in the book, so that's pretty spot on.
Yeah.
He's how he's supposed to be.
Flat out murders Vulcan. I like Vulcan's manifestation in this. Like,
Yeah, that was a fun addition. I don't think Vulcan didn't. I think he was in the book, but they didn't talk about him much. Like,
Yeah,
he
it
just kind of
didn't-
showed up at the meeting or whatever.
Yeah, it didn't surprise. Like, I couldn't quite. I'm like, I don't remember. I don't remember much about the book, but that part really did not catch me at all. Like, this is completely different. And
That was new. That was something new.
just flat out murders.
But I representation of the city
yes,
of crazy alt right people
yes.
and their guns, their worship of their guns.
Also, I watched this not too far before a horrible incident where a lot of people kind of interacted and did very similar things to this, and I kind of felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, you watched it a little later than it aired.
Yeah, a little bit. And turns out things have a different spin when fiction reflects reality.
Or reality
Reality
Reflects
mimics
fiction
fiction.
in this.
Yes. Yeah, that one.
case. Yeah, it'd never be that bad. Oh God.
Yeah, certainly an entire town can't be overridden by horrible super fascist right wing. Oh God.
Season oh my.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
hey, I need that the dad from Psych is still getting work.
Right? Yeah. Also, so super psyched for the Psych Christmas special this year. We are definitely covering that on this show, like by and far.
Finished it,
Hmm?
which makes me sad. They took it off of Netflix, and then I was like halfway through season 6. Psych.
Yeah, I made it through. I finished it up when I found out they were taking it off of there, and it it is just brilliant, and it fits in my head, like it fits that Scrubs niche for me that I never realized that I still needed in my life.
Yes, that's true. Never realized that comparison, but that's a good. They're not the same.
No, it's just that it's that feeling that
Quick, snappy comedy, self-referential,
yes,
pop culture referential, but like some heart underneath as well.
absolutely, and like I sat and
I
thought.
feel you. I feel you.
I sat and thought about it after watching all of Psych and the only 8 seasons of Scrubs that exist again. And like wow, this does fit this fits that same place in my heart, and I love it. All right. I love all the Jesuses. All of the Jesuses. Every single one of them. Jesus, Jesui.
All the things.
All of the Jesuses. All plural Jesus. Jesuses.
I think it's Jesi is the plural.
Possibly. Jesuses is fun to say though.
Yeah, that whole thing was definitely not in the book, but I kind of find it offensive, and I kind of liked it at the same time. I don't know how I felt about the Jesi.
Still no Muhammad. Just putting that
All the
out there.
Jesus.
Still no Muhammad. we're gonna tackle Jesus in the season finale, but Muhammad's still mysteriously absent.
Yeah, I mean the main Jesus, the guy from Lost, and crap, what was the show? That guy.
Yeah,
He's
that
Constantine's
guy.
professor friend. I can't remember his real name, but he's great, and he kind of had the description in the book, but it was just kind of like a one-off thing of being fine because he's got lots of worshippers. And
Yeah.
last time I heard, he was backpacking across Asia.
Nope. Now we're gonna spill
He's
those
just basically a
beans
hippie.
all over. So the season finale of this I didn't particularly care for as a whole. I enjoyed the pieces of it. But as a whole,
Yeah, I can.
did not enjoy
can agree
this
with that.
episode. Again, Astara just fantastic. Freaking Kirsten Chenoweth can do no wrong. So her I saw her listed as Easter, and I was so happy to see her listed as Easter. And of course, Brian Fuller would have her in a show, and hopefully in season 2 we're gonna get more of her.
And I don't know if you watched the behind the scenes stuff.
I did
you?
not know.
After each episode.
No.
Yeah, he was like, it was fun getting Kristen because we're friends, and I pulled her in, and she's also a devout Christian, so I wanted to cast her as this character who's kind of mad at Jesus because I thought that would be fun.
All
Oh,
right.
that's a little twisted.
Brian Fuller's my hero all of a sudden. Yeah, watching her
That's a little twisted, but
her anguish
cool.
towards Jesus was kind of fun to watch. And did kind of put a light on the old gods versus new gods fight that's going on right now. In a different light than
Yes.
just I want to beat up Mr. Technical or the technical boy.
let's beat him up because man, that kid's a douche.
He is really
Oh
a
my
douche.
gosh. Like everyone hates him.
Yes.
actor for making him just the worst, the absolute worst. Just take every horrible quality of the millennials that you can, remove that they have, and concentrate them deeply into this one character,
Yeah, I can't
and then just
imagine.
make him even worse.
Right. Mr. World, I love Mr. World's look on this. That was real cool.
Oh yeah, Crispin Glover as Mr. World is acting choice.
Yes. I love Media, but she's still a little weird, and like she's an over actress, and I think that's intentional because freaking Scully is not normally a big over actress, so I think that's
Yeah,
what she's.
yeah. I think there's a lot of intention to it.
Yeah, but it's off putting to me, and I get it. Again, you are not supposed to like the New Gods. The entire point of them is to not
Also
like
that.
the New Gods, and other than Mr. World being the only quote unquote likable one there, and it's just because he didn't have enough time to really douche himself out.
He's got a good look, and he's creepy as all get out.
Yes.
But it's Crispin Glover. He's creepy and
Yeah, we're having some big time technical issues here. I don't know what's going on. The Twitch just died again.
I don't either, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
The internet ain't.
Yay, internet. I blame stupid weather. So, yeah, just ending on the reveal of Odin and Astara and her weird destruction druid powers.
Yes, I'm going to turn off spring.
Yeah.
F y'all. F y'all.
Yeah, that was it was, but then just like, and then of course Laura showing up and getting ready to talk to Shadow, and then nothing. Like I hated the way that ended, and it seems like a very Brian Fuller way to end things, but that hasn't ended well for him in the past. So maybe you might want to dial back on that a bit there.
Maybe.
All right. What other notes you got for American Gods before we can wrap up this gigantic technical issue fest?
I don't know, I'm trying to close out some windows to see if that helps. Them all. Kristen Chenoweth is awesome.
Yep.
Crispin Glover is awesome. The casting in this whole show is just so great.
Yes.
Everybody's awesome. Even the ones you're supposed to hate. Like, they're just so terrible.
Absolutely.
It works. Weird animation thing that they did at the beginning of that one episode. Like Kubo animation. at the
Oh
beginning.
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, it took me a
The
second.
prehistoric god.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was really weird, and I was like, is this animated? And I kept looking at it. There's just like weird, like post production, like special effects over people's faces, and
Yeah.
then at the end they were like, yeah, we wanted to do an animated thing just to be different. I was like, okay.
But that
Sure.
kind of puts a light on something that kind of was off-putting for me on the show is they were trying all of the things and never really stuck to a single thing long enough to make it really work. Like,
It's very disjointed. The pacing's weird. Like, it goes from super slow to super fast, and then kind of veers off onto the side story for a little while. But at the same time, like, that side story is like so good that I'm okay with it.
yeah.
You can do this. But then you randomly like okay.
Yeah, right?
Like, there's just no resolution. It's like, yeah, we're gonna get a second season. We don't have to do any of this. This is real expensive, so 8 episodes, we're done.
Yep. We spent a lot of money on a 24-inch penis, and
It's Seriously, how much did that penis cost?
I'm sure that penis cost a small fortune.
Face in the background. It's amazing.
Still no way that penis could fit inside of that man. There's no way. There's no possible way. That man would have been a walking stick puppet at that point. Like, just let's not even.
Just show, Dale. You gotta watch the show.
Yeah, you gotta watch the show, Dale.
just let him watch the first 3 episodes. He'll be hooked.
Yeah,
He'll be hooked.
just watch the first
He's on
3.
vacation.
That's
He's
it.
fine.
Yeah.
There's only 8 episodes. It's only 8 episodes. He can handle it.
Thankfully, Defenders are short episodes, so in between episodes of Defenders, we'll get caught up on American Gods.
There's only 8 of those too. See?
Yeah, and they're half-hour episodes.
No, they're not.
They're not? I thought one of them was.
No, they're all like 45 to.
What's the plural of Jesus? It is actually Jesus's. Is Jesus's? Sweet. It is Jesus's. Lots of Jesus's. Because every culture needs a Jesus, apparently. That was over the top. That was ridiculous. Like, not even to a good point ridiculous. Like, I actively did not like that, and I am not a Christian person.
It was a little weird. Like I knew where they were coming from.
Yeah,
And
because
they already kind of teased that in an earlier episode.
Yeah, with the Mexican Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah, the world needs a lot of Jesus, so there's a lot of Jesuses. Sure.
Yeah, again, still Muhammad mysteriously missing. I wonder if they're ever gonna put that one down, or if they're gonna avoid that one like a plague.
So mysterious.
Yeah.
No,
Huh.
I don't
know.
They push a lot of envelopes on the show, but I don't see that one happening.
I don't know. Sucking a dude up through a vagina is a little far. Is kind of pushing a far too. I mean, having just Muhammad show up and be like
that was in the
super
book.
chill. Like, I want Muhammad to show up and be super chill about things. Like,
Very chill.
I just want to see Jesus and Muhammad sitting at a cafe in Paris together. Not doing anything bad, just having a coffee, like the end of Batman Begins or The Dark Knight Rises.
No, it's just it's tricky because like apparently even portraying Muhammad is
Yeah,
death. So I don't know if they want to touch that.
I don't know. Putting 50-something Jesuses in a room certainly. I mean, radical Christians not necessarily known for their patience and virtue when it comes to defaming their Lord. Again, extremists. I'm not saying generalization. There is a very distinct group of people who get real angry when people think that they're defaming Jesus. And most of them were in that town and that Vulcan ran over. That's all I'm saying.
And town was awesome. And every year there's a sacrifice. Disguised as a factory accident.
Yeah, I like that one. Like, just. All right. What else we got?
I think that's it.
All right.
It was really great. I really, really enjoyed it. I mean, I aired my complaints.
Yeah.
The season was awkward. The pacing was weird, but I don't know.
But those kind of go into
When they
Brian
veered off
Fuller
course.
territory. Like, the first season of
Yeah,
Pushing
and
Daisies, I
even the
remember
book is
being
very
real weird.
disjointed like that. So
And that's Neil Gaiman. Like that is.
yeah, it's just okay. I mean, like the book is gigantic and fat, and it's all over the place, and there's a lot going on. So I can understand condensing that down into a show being tricky. But
So yeah, you are combining two eccentric and eclectic writers and producers of content into one show, and it is a glorious clusterfuck. Like,
they complement each other in the proper
Yes.
way.
All right, so we're gonna do a quick.
On to the news!
News, renewed and canceled shows. Killjoys, which I've watched approximately 2 episodes for. Renewed for its fourth and fifth seasons, which will be the final seasons. House of Cards renewed for season 6.
There's more than one season of Killjoys?
Yeah, apparently there's been 3.
Wow.
Yeah, right. Like I said, I watched the premiere and maybe the episode after that, and it just kind of fell off my radar. It wasn't anything terrible; it just kind of fell off. House of Cards has to be coming to its end, right? Because at this point, it's starting to, again, fiction reflecting reality a little too much, and reality reflecting fiction too.
This might be their last season, I think. I'm not sure.
I just think if they keep going with this, they are going to have to put superpowers into it, or else it's just going to be too. It's just going to be too close to home.
Superpowers or dragons?
Yeah,
one or the other.
Frank Underwood is either going to need to start shooting lasers out of his eyes or ride a zombie dragon.
Sweet dragon, good.
Preacher renewed for season 3. Season 2 of Preacher is amazing.
I've really got to watch Preacher.
Yeah, it's gonna piss you off big time. But that's what Preacher does. Preacher is designed to piss you off. Like it is not a show that you watch if you are easily offended. And I know you are not easily offended. I know you would love Preacher though, even in the pieces that is gonna piss you off.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And also don't watch it while you're
about it.
eating, because there's a part where a character siphons gas through an intestine.
Yeah, I watched Ash vs. Evil Dead on my lunch breaks.
Yeah, Ash vs. Evil. See, the difference is Ash vs. Evil Dead is almost a cartoon. Preacher is
Yeah, well, it is a cartoon.
Yeah,
it is absolutely.
So
the part where he fights the Evil Dead intestine was pretty.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was hard to watch.
I enjoyed it, but I didn't watch it while eating. But yeah, it's absolutely a great, like, Preacher season 2 is just amazing. And I am so sad that we did not cover it on this show at all. And I would like you to watch it, and I would like to eventually maybe do a recap on season 2 of it, because oh my god. Star Trek Discovery, speaking of Brian Fuller, renewed for season 2 by CBS All Access before the premiere even comes on. Yeah. Man,
Interesting.
I hope this show doesn't suck, because it's currently in production hell, and boy. Yeah, so hopefully Star Trek Discovery. Tin Star renewed for season 2 by Amazon and Sky Atlantic. Stuck in the Middle, which is a weird Disney show. Miles from Tomorrowland. My children will be happy that has been renewed. God, I can't believe Bunked is still getting... Bunked is one of those stupid quote-unquote prank shows that Disney does. And it's horrible. TLC continuing its The Learning Channel by having 7 Little Johnstons renewed for season 4. Nate and Jeremiah by Design, Say Yes to the Prom. For season 7? What? I'm certain that's Say Yes to the Dress. Just Say Yes to the Prom is the new one.
I don't know. I don't even know what that is.
Say Yes to the Dress is a really weird reality show, quote unquote, of rich people being rich people, and yeah. you feel real bad for designers after watching Say Yes to the Dress because these people are horrible human beings. Black Love
Alright.
renewed for season 2 of OWN. I've heard it's really good stuff. Dr. Jeff, Rocky Mountain Vet renewed for season 4 by Animal Planet. Don't watch that one if you don't like watching animals being sick and dying on camera. Yeah, that one's a rough show to watch. Like 99% of the time, it's super sweet and everybody's cool and everybody turns out happy. But man, you occasionally get like a horse that's super sick and just dies on camera, and like your heart just dies watching that. Man vs. Food renewed for season 2 by Travel Channel. It got picked back up. New host. It's not the same host anymore.
Yeah, because this is season 2 of the new iteration.
Yep.
Because I think there's like 4 seasons of the first one.
Yeah. Some show called Trust Me, some show called Pointless, picked back up by BBC One. And my favorite news, Celebrity Juice, been picked up by season 18 by ITV2. I don't know what it is, but I'm happy to see that Celebrity Juice has been picked up for series 18. Hey Dale, what's Celebrity Juice? You're British.
Good.
It's probably a very expensive penis. Canceled. Dark Matter got canceled by Sci-Fi. I watched like half an episode of that, and it was really bad. Edge of Alaska canceled by Discovery, and saved the best for last, you guys. Here we go. Candy Crush has been canceled by CBS. I didn't know that this was a thing.
Show?
I didn't know it was a show until I saw this cancellation report of Candy Crush being canceled by CBS, and I'm like, okay, sure, that's a thing.
Shows that probably be canceled. I hear real bad things about the Inhumans.
Yeah,
real bad.
That went over.
Nobody has anything nice to say about it.
That went over like a lead balloon in IMAX. Oh my god. And we'll be watching that at the end of this month, you guys. Don't worry, we will watch the Inhumans, at least the first few episodes.
We'll watch it. I'm just not paying IMAX prices for it.
No. I was. If you were gonna go,
and I can't now because they canceled it after 1 week. It was supposed to run for 2 weeks, but it ran for one, and that was the end.
Yeah. Just man. It'll be interesting when that comes on ABC in a couple of weeks and we watch it. That's the first show in October. By the way, kind of bringing me to a new a programming note for us. For the most part, at least during the remainder of this year, Small Screen Spoiler Show for the most part will be a bi-weekly show. That means that we will be doing every other Monday, mainly because most of our shows are not really coming out until like October or so, and we would be at that point just kind of watching stuff and not just the shows that we want to watch. Like we would end up starting to watch shows that we felt we needed to watch. And that's not what this show has ever been. It's the reason why we stopped watching like Gotham and stuff like that. This is a show that Jazz and I, it's a major labor of love. We love doing the show, but when I was doing the schedule for what we're watching, when there's one show on the weekly, it's not really worth doing a weekly show at that point. Because then we're going to go back to watching like shit like Twin Peaks.
Oh, speaking of that just wrapped up. I need to do
that
my
wrapped up.
Showtime.
I heard that the finale is really frustrating to fans because it did that David Lynch thing, and yeah, I don't know what it is.
I've heard that it was satisfying.
I've not heard that from a single
I was
person.
Expecting it to.
I have not heard.
I've heard that from.
Then again, I don't listen to like Tom Merritt's podcast and stuff like that. Like mine just comes through people.
Tom Merritt and Brian Ibbett and Nicole Spagnuolo and a couple others I've heard. We're all happy with the end.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll do the Amazon Showtime thing and binge it all or play on it all. And, watch it.
So we will be, which kind of leads me into another big announcement. So you're asking yourselves and asking me before I start getting emails, CJ, what about those weeks that small screen spoiler show's not on? I gotta get my small screen fix. Well, I have announcements for you. Myself, Josh,
You do?
and Carrie from the Geek IO show on our off weeks will be launching the tentatively called Small Screen Anime Spoiler Show. Finally taking out the 20 minutes of Gamer Geeks that we talk about anime every week.
S2 AS2?
AS2, yes, S2 AS2. Also, that's SAS.
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 We have it.
We have SAS. Yes.
Tune in for SAS every other week, folks.
Turn into SAS.
SAS you can stand.
It's us talking about shows like My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball Super, Little Witch Academia, and your favorites anime shows that are going on right now, and manga, too. We have a new host coming to help us out with that. And I know it's going to be a really fun show. It's something that I've wanted to do for a long time now. So at least for the off weeks, like I said, for the rest of the year, we might reevaluate after that come January when I do our annual kind of looking over what we're doing and for going forward. But that's the schedule for this for the rest of this year is S4 and now SAS alternating weeks. And if SAS takes off, we'll look at doing it maybe on a separate day of the week and going back to a weekly schedule on this one. I'm not against that, especially with shows like Mr. Robot coming up and stuff like that.
Mr. Robot.
But
So excited.
like I said, there was the reason why we're doing this is because we had Defenders and Mr. Robot on for one of the shows, and I'm just like, no, that's not gonna. When we cover two shows on this show, it kind of is kind of us just stretching for time, and that's not something I want to keep doing. Also,
for the best, everyone. For the best.
Also watch The Tick. It's real good.
Oh, that's right. We're talking about that one too at some point, right?
I may have already watched the entire season of The Tick. And
I've been purposefully putting it off to focus on Defenders and not forget.
And
because I couldn't remember when we were actually going to review that one. But
we might watch. We might. Rachel wants to rewatch the pilot and maybe the first episode, the second episode, next week. But yeah, it's real good, and I am completely okay with rewatching it again for this show. It is.
I thought that was the plan all along because I want to watch it.
No, it was always the plan to cover it. It was not the plan for me to start watching it and then
to watch the whole thing,
realizing several hours later that shit, Rachel's coming home and I have watched the entire Tick. Like that was literally like I was sitting around in my underwear all day watching The Tick, and it was a day well spent. So
sounds amazing, actually.
You can reach us via email, geekioshow@gmail.com. Make sure you put spoilers in the subject line. Twitter, Facebook, all of social medias, Snapchat and Instagram, both, all of them, pretty much everywhere, /geekioshow. You can always give us a call and leave us a voicemail, 727-489-4335. That is 727-489-GEEK. Our website, which has all of our show notes, previous shows, and much more, geek-io.net/spoiler-show. You can support this show and everything that we do on the Geek IO network over at patreon.com/geekio. And you can always download a bunch of these shows, including American Gods, via our Amazon affiliate page, geek-io.net/Amazon, now available in Canada and the United Kingdom. Guys,
Hooray!
we have
Woo!
made it international. If you are a UK or a Canadian fan, go ahead and go over there. It will direct you to your correct store. A little bit comes back to us. Doesn't increase you anymore. It doesn't increase what you're paying anymore. And you can download things like American Gods, Better Call Saul, and The Tick, and much more. Hey,
Indeed.
Jazz.
Yeah, before I get into show title candidates, I want to give a few honorable mentions of stuff that I've been watching on our off time. First off, since I had my Star subscription with American Gods, I watched both seasons of Ash vs. Evil Dead. The show's amazing.
Yes.
Everyone should watch it. Bruce Campbell is an American treasure, and it's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Go campy, fun, amazing time. Like, that show's just fun.
Yes.
Just in the best ways. Watched the Castlevania Netflix thingy all in one sitting.
Yeah, I didn't watch it all in one
Which
sitting.
is only 4 episodes. So that's understandable. But really surprisingly good.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how good that was. It was better than I expected it to
Oh,
be.
yes.
But it's...
Also, leave my testicles out of this.
So that... watching more Korra, which is always amazing.
One of my favorite shows ever created.
I watched the yeah, I've been meaning to watch it forever, and watched the pilot of Voltron, the new Voltron on Netflix, and it's also quite good. So
it's from same people
lots
that
of
do
good things
Korra,
out there to
so,
watch.
you know.
So what did you expect? It
Yeah.
to not be awesome?
Right? Oh, yeah. All those
But you know what
shows
else
are
is
really
awesome?
good. What else is awesome?
Show title candidates.
Yeah.
And this week we have Uncle Ding Ding, and then bam, freaking Gus. Schizophrenia. Wow. Schizophrenia light. Itty bitty blonde girl. Penises. F y'all, spring's gone. That penis cost a small fortune. Man, I've said penis a lot in this episode. Jesus and Muhammad sitting in a cafe in Paris. Gigantic and fat and all over the place. Isn't that the title of the unauthorized Trump biography? Oh,
snap.
Glorious Cluster F. Glorious Cluster F.
Shots fired. All right.
Because it's cool to make fun of Trump.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some good ones in there.
There's some good ones. Laughed out loud with Uncle Ding Ding. Uncle Ding Ding's
Uncle
real
Ding Ding's
good. Either that or
yeah.
you okay with Uncle Ding Ding?
Yeah, Uncle Ding Ding works.
Uncle Ding Ding. Also referencing more of the penis talk that we've had. So, you know, there's that. There's a lot of penis in this episode, you guys. Season 4 starting off strong. Woo! We'll see you guys.
Well, you know, we were talking about American Gods. What did you expect?
Right? Gigantic penises. Is not what I expected. But we'll see you guys right back here with
No one expects that.
next week with all of the Defenders and a couple episodes of The Tick. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
This has been a Geek.io Media Network production. Copyright 2017.